Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emmanuel, co-founder, International Community for Educational Technology, the makers of AITeacha, and also, trainers and especially researchers in the space of education, where we focus on researching all that education is in Africa and seeing how to build required tools to be able to solve the problems that teachers have in the classroom. I welcome everyone once again. I do hope that we are able to go through yesterday's training. I sent in the video earlier. Um, I know yesterday was quite hectic day for yesterday. Like I told those in the last training that I was actually on holidays, so just came back today. So we had serious issues trying to send the video, would have sent it earlier. But I would like that we refer back to those videos and watch them if you have not watched them already, so that we can be able to get everything that we discussed about AI, its implication, and some of the things that we must know as educators, even as we go into the era of AI. Like just to, just for, to draw inference from what we did, from what we discussed, right? We extensively talked about the fact that AI is here to stay. We extensively talked about the fact that there's nothing anyone can do about AI but to embrace it. We've gone past that stage, right? When AI just came out and then nations and government and schools started, saying banning it and all of that. We've gone past that stage. It is generally accepted now. And it's for us as teachers to also begin to see how we can begin to, implement, learn, unlearn, if possible, relearn, and then implement AI in our own little way. The beauty about AI is that it's here to make your work easier, make you work faster, make you become a hero that you are. Our AI teacher, our mantra is that teachers are heroes. We believe that every teacher is a hero, especially looking at all the work that you have to do, from giving students, assignments. I was actually once a teacher. I thought for several number of years, more than 5 to 6 years. I've always been a teacher at heart, right? Before going into trade teaching, being a teacher trainer, before then, moving into building of technologies and all of that. Our journey has been from classroom to training of teachers to now building technologies that will support, teachers and students. So we know what you guys do. I was once there, you know. Today we celebrate, these other heroes. We celebrate people that come up with bulbs, electricities, and stuff like that, right? But the people that train these people to be able to achieve those feats, we forget them. So that's why we think that for us, our major goal is to see how we can not only celebrate teachers, but put in their hands the right tools that they need to support their teaching and learning journey. So today I'm going to introduce us to AITeacha. Um, we try to explain the difference between AITeacher and ChatGPT. We talked about the fact that we have two types of AI, and we explained that we have the general purpose AI, and then we have the specific purpose AI. We also explained that the general purpose AI is what we call the ChatGPTs and the Geminis. These are all AIs that anyone and everyone can use. We also talked extensively on why teachers should not use that kind of AI. Not because we want to sell our own product, no, but it is fully and boldly written on their privacy policy. It is written there. We are not cooking up anything, right? Organizations basically, and organizations again, we also, look at the fact that in this part of the world, Nigeria, we don't care about privacy policy. We just, once something is solving a problem, we just use it and then we move on. and then we don't really checkmate the information these people are getting from us. How are they going to use it? All these things I'm typing into this thing. Sometimes we even give very, important data that shouldn't be exposed to the public. We give it to these machines, and then we ask it to generate content for us, right? All of these informations that we are giving to all of this, this thing, right? These information before now, they always remain on our desktop computer. So it's safe because it's within our school environment. We only give access to certain people, right? But now that we are giving it to ChatGPT for it to generate us content, and probably, you have to give, because for it to give you proper content, you must give it all of those information. What is happening to that content you are giving to it? Where is it going to? What is it used for? These these are the concerns basically around ChatGPT, right? And for organizations that are really, really serious with privacy policy, now these are, every organizations can decide not to be serious with privacy policy, but as schools, as teachers, we must be serious with privacy policy, especially because of the fact that we must do as much as we can to safeguard the students' information, safeguard our names, right? I was saying it jokingly the other day that I don't know if it was in this training or another training, that because I had one training before this other one, and we were trying to, we're generating a content. We're just, doing a demo, and then it generated the name of a teacher. I know that person is actually a teacher somewhere, right? Our full name, our surname, our middle name was there, right? Now, I'm sure when she was giving that information to ChatGPT, she did not know that ChatGPT is going to pop out her name to another person, to a stranger. Now, let's assume that I'm a very, very, maybe a devilish person that want to probably be mischievous. I can pick that her name and take it and go to Facebook, search about her, know everything about her, and probably do whatever it is I want to do with her. Now, ChatGPT have clearly stated, OpenAI, they've clearly stated in their privacy policy that every information that you put into that platform will be used, can be used. Let me not say what they did not say. Can be used to train the model. That's how they put it. Can be used to train the model. So when you use those kind of machines, those kind of engines, there's possibility that it is going to be used to train the model. And when it's used to train the model, it means that that machine, that model can actually juggle for your information or your data out to another person. Not exactly has he juggled it out for you, but probably to another person, you can just give and then put your name there, and then the person can have access to that. So what we're just saying is that privacy policy, if it is really, really a huge one for you, then you make use of specific purpose AIs like the one we'll be introducing to you today. Now, for us, for platform like ours, your privacy policy, we don't use any data. Your data is not used at all to train the AI. No, it is not. Every data you give in the front end, it ends there, right? It ends there. Once you've used it, the data is gone. You don't have access to it. OpenAI or ChatGPT don't have access to it. No machine have access to it, right? So I needed to put that to also, still stress the reason why, tool like ours is so important for us to build things like this, right? And of course, it's also specific use case. So it generates a better content. It gives you a more defined content. So if you're generating a content for Nigerian curriculum in ChatGPT, let's say, right, it will not give you what ours will give you because we fine-tuned our own model to understand the Nigerian curriculum, to understand how lesson plans are written in Nigeria, right? We've had several trainings with schools, and once they see our platform and see what it generates, they kind of most times are always amazed, because once you generate on ChatGPT, sometimes you need to start editing and re-editing and all of that. But on this platform, once you get it, you likely have what exactly you're looking for. Okay, so today we said we are going to focus more on the platform and see how it can help us as teachers. On my screen, you will see I've shared AITeacha. This is what it looks like. This is the front end. And I think last week we dived into some of the tools where I explained some of the tools. So I said today we are going to take our time, go into all of the tools, generate content. Just to ask, for those of us that were in the class, have we created an account here on AITeacha? Let me just quickly ask that. Have we created an account yet on AITeacha? You can unmute to answer. For those that were in the last class. Yes, have we created an account? Yeah. Okay, are we saying that we're not all in the last class?
It's like those on the last class, they are not here yet.
Oh, they are not here yet. Okay, okay. Okay, so let me just go ahead with today. Right. So basically these are this is what AITeacha looks like. So, and then we have over 37 tools on AITeacha, over 37 tools that basically supports you and generate things for you, right? And then we have AI for tutors. We're going to dive into all of that, but let's start by creating an account. So to create an account, you go to AITeacha.com. I'm going to share that in the Zoom meeting, Zoom call. So if you can, it is better you can, if you have a system with you, you can just start, doing that now so that if there are any issues, you can just during the question time, you can just reach out and then we'll see how we can help you. So I posted that AITeacher.com. We can start by creating an account there. Okay. So I've posted that already in the group. So let me quickly go back to my screen. So this is what it looks like. Then once you get here,
the Opera Mini also to create the account.
Yes, you can use anyone, whether Opera Mini. I'm actually using Opera Mini right now. You can use Opera Mini, you can use Google Chrome, and so on and so forth. 1 minute, please. Yeah. Yes. 1 minute, please. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to quickly take that. Apologies. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to click on Get Started. Once you click on Get Started, it's going to ask you whether you are a student, a teacher, or a lecturer. Now, it's important that you choose the right information, right? Whether you're a teacher, if you choose a student, would you like to take it to a student dashboard, right? So I'll click on Continue because I'm a teacher. Then you insert all of these details, your name, your last name, email, phone number, organization, school, country, city, password. Then if you have a referral code, probably you're referred by a person, you can get the person referral code and put in there. And then you click on Accept Terms and Policy, click on Receive Newsletter, and then you click on Sign Up. You'll be able to sign up to have an account. This, we have not integrated this tool yet. So this make do with this one, and then you click on Sign Up. So that's for signing up. So I'm going to quickly take you to my dashboard so I can show you how the platform looks like. I'm going to share my dashboard right away now.
No, I'm not seeing any faces. And they're showing
If the wordings are small on your screen, use your hand to zoom it so that it could be bolder. can use your hand to zoom the screen. Try the words will be bolder.
Okay, so I'm going to just click on my dashboard, go to dashboard, and then this is how your dashboard will look like. That's dashboard there. You have lesson planner, camera, grammar correction. Of course, this lesson planner writes your lesson plan for you in seconds. Grammar correction, assessment questions, curriculum generator. You want to generate curriculums, handout generator, solver. Okay, so today we are going to just go one after the other, see how they work, and then I believe we should still have time. We'll look at classroom functionalities. Now, classroom functionalities, I'm sure you're going to enjoy everything around there. And then we'll look at assignment as well. Assignment, we'll look at that tomorrow. Zara bought an assignment to look at that tomorrow. But today, we'll try as much as we can to cover all the tools here and then the classroom. If you can't cover classroom, we can do that as well tomorrow. So, tomorrow we'll have a bit. So let's go with lesson planner first. So I'll click on lesson planner. Now, what I then need to do once I get here is I want to add the topic. So let's say I'm teaching now, for example. I want my topic for this particular subject that I want to teach today is now, right? And the subject, of course, is English. Okay, and my students are in grade. I'm teaching students in let's say grade 3. And I want to add description here. Probably I want to say make it student-centered, right? I want to select, if I can select curriculum focus. Is it learner-centered curriculum? Is it integrated curriculum? Is it activity-centered curriculum? Is it teacher-centered curriculum? Now, this is so important so that whatever lesson you're creating, you can be able to create it to focus on what you want to achieve. This lesson plan I want to create, do I want it to be activity-based lesson plan so that my students are able to do activities? Do I want it to be learner-centered curriculum, integrated curriculum, or teacher-centered, right? So I'm going to choose activity-centered, right? And then curriculum type. Curriculum type here means what country curriculum are you actually designing? Is it Nigerian? Is it Ghana curriculum? Is it South Africa curriculum? So of course you're doing Nigeria curriculum. So I'll just type NI my keyboard, and I can pick on Nigeria there. Then here I can upload a file. So let's say you have a particular textbook that you're using for this particular lesson plan, right? And of course, textbooks, they have pages, right? You can snap the page of that textbook, the actual page that you'll be using. I know every classrooms, they have their textbook, the textbook they use. Now, we actually had to add this here so that you are able to further write a lesson plan that actually suits your classroom, that is localized or that suits your particular classroom. So you can snap it on your phone and then put it in your system. So if you are using AITeacha on your phone, it makes it easier. If you are using it on your system, you can just snap it and then send it to your system and then choose the file and then to open your location and then you put that there. But we are not adding any file. So if you don't have any other file, no problem. It is optional if you don't want to add any file. This is just for teachers are basically used to use textbook to create their lesson plans, right? So you can actually design it to suit your class. So in your description here, you can just tell it to use the attached textbook. You can give it the name of the textbook so that when it's writing the lesson plan, it's put the name of the textbook in the lesson plan. And then use the textbook attached, the image attached below to create the lesson plan. The name of the textbook is so it's going to do that for you. And then once you have done that, you just click on submit. So it's going to type. AITeacha is typing. So AITeacha is doing his work right now, right? And then in less than 1 minute, it's going to pop out. As you can see here, we have the lesson plan here. Understanding now, grade level 3, subject English language, duration 60 minutes, curriculum Nigeria, activity centered curriculum. Topic now, objective. By the end of the lesson, student will be able to define blah blah blah, the materials, and then the warm-up activity. Remember, we said activity-based, so it's going to add all of those things that basically require, makes it an activity-based lesson. Warm-up activity, class discussion. Remember, it is activity-based, okay? Definition of now. So it's going to give you a little bit of class note, as you can see here, class notes, right? So you have class note, you're going to give you a short note for a particular class. And then after that, it gives you group activity for you to share with the group. Interactive game, remember it is interactive lesson plan, right? So an interactive game, worksheet activity, then you can have a section where students create sentences using different example worksheet prompt, example worksheet prompt, right? And so on and so forth. As you can see here, it gives you the homework, creative activity, right? So, and then what you just need to do is download as PDF, okay? And then it is downloaded and saved to history. You have it here in your history, and then you can always come back to it. You can even share it to another teacher, or you can share it to your school administrator for them to see and probably, make use of it and stuff like that. So we'll still get there, right? So that's for lesson planner, right? So you can create all kinds of whichever type, whichever topic. As you can see, this basically simplifies how much time you use in creating lesson plan, number one. It also helps you to create a lesson plan that can suit your classroom, number two. Number three, it can also help you personalize the lesson plan to your students' needs. So, for example, you have a class where you know that all of the students here, they don't, once you are type talking, they are not really interested. But once you add activity, they tend to, learn better. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just come here, tell it to do an activity-based lesson plan. And of course, we know that activity-based, is so important. The students have an hands-on. They don't just sit down and listen to you. That's what we call a teacher-centered curriculum, right? So we've been able to add that here so that you are able to further, create a lesson plan that would support every student in your classroom. Okay, this was never possible before. You just have a lesson plan, just write your lesson plan, write your lesson note, and then you go in and then you teach. But with this, it gives you an activity, it gives you, all of the things that you actually need to make your class more engaging. That's the whole concept. That's the whole thing. Or the major thing, one of the very major things that AI can do for you, can help you create a class that is so engaging. Before now, you just step into the class, but going into the class with this, you have a warm-up activity to do with your students, because it's already in your lesson plan. And then while doing it, you have all of the activities that they need to do, the scavenger hunt. I think I saw that there, and all of those things. It gives you an idea of how you should make your class more engaging and impactful for your students. Okay, so that can be there. So if you want to do a teacher-centered curriculum or lesson plan, you can do that as well. Whichever one you want to go with, you can do that. So we go back. We have grammar correction. Grammar correction here is very simple to use, right? You just copy all of the text you want to correct here, and then you click on submit. It's going to give you the response, the corrected version in this box. Is that simple? So here, there's no big deal here. Just put in all of the text that you want it to correct. So for example, you're trying to cross-check whatever it is that you have typed or that you have written, if you're using something like Grammarly, you might likely pay a premium to make use of that feature. But here, you just put in the text here and you click on submit. It's going to correct all of your grammar. Or you give your students something to do and you want to check their grammar, their spelling, and all of that. You can just put it here and then get a corrected version there in that box. Okay. So the next tool here is the assessment question generator. So this helps you to generate questions. Gone are the days where you use your whole weekend to write exam questions or past questions or test questions. For some schools, they will tell you must submit all your test question and exam question before resumption. So, and I know this because my wife is also a teacher, right? So we are all teachers in my clan. My sister is a teacher. So we have everybody's a teacher in my clan, right? So like I was saying, some schools will actually may likely tell you that you have to submit. Even in the long holiday, you might not have so much time for yourself. You need to sit down and write your lesson plan and write all of the exam questions, test questions, and you must submit it before you resume, right? You can now do that with AITeacha. All you just need to do is to enter the subject here. So let's say I want to generate assessment for, excuse me, I want to generate assessment for economics, right? And the topic is on, let's say, demand. Okay. I'm sorry. And the topic is, let's say, demand. Okay. And this would be for, let's say, grade 9 or grade 8 students. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, number of questions. I want this to be like, let's say, 20 questions. Then I can come here and select question type or question focus. Is it multiple choice? Is it short answer? Is it essay? So I want this to be multiple choice. I can add other description here, or I could leave that and let me see if I could submit. Yes, so I could leave that. Description is optional, and then I can submit. Remember as well, you can always also add a file here. So let's say there's a textbook that you're using for that particular topic. You can upload the page of that textbook here by snapping and submitting it here. Or if there's a document they have actually read, okay, for that you give them to read, you want to generate questions based on that content that you have given them to read, you can upload that file here. If there's a lesson plan that you used to teach them demand, and you want to use that lesson plan to generate the question, you can click on choose file here and upload the lesson plan that you use for that particular day. And then it's going to generate you question based on that lesson plan, right? So for example, I just did for now, right now, and I want to generate assessment for my student, but I'll just come here, choose on that now, and then upload it, and then number of questions. So you can even do this for yourself that when you create a lesson plan, you can just upload the lesson plan here and it will generate you questions for that particular lesson plan that you can use right in your class. So here we have economics questions, question number 1. And another beautiful thing about AITeacha is that it gives you the correct answer key so that you don't need to start struggling to know what the answer is. It will solve whatever assessment, whether it's in maths, English, chemistry, physics, whatever assessment you're trying to create, you can do that and to solve it and give you the correct answer. Okay, so let's scroll down. We'll see that we have up to 20 questions. Remember, we told you to do 20 questions, right? So that's 20 questions. And as you can see here, that's that. So I can now as well download it as PDF and then or save it to history, to whatever you want to do. So you can generate as many questions as you want, different topics and so on and so forth. It is all now in your hands, making your work easy. Now, the next one we have is curriculum generator, right? After assessment, we have the curriculum generator. Now, this I believe is one very beautiful tool for schools, especially, right? That are introducing new topics, like we said in the last session, that you're trying to introduce a new topic or you're trying to introduce a new subject, right? Or something new that you want to bring to introduce to your students. Probably things that are not even in Nigerian space. You just feel, oh, I want my student to be very, to understand this. Little things as football. You want to generate a curriculum for football. Little things as woodwork want your student to learn carpentry, right? Or little things as whatever it is, like baking. You want them to learn baking, but you need a proper curriculum that will take them step by step on learning those things, right? So whatever skill you want to introduce to your students. Now, this was what we were thinking, because we know that sometimes a school actually wants to introduce a new topic, but they'll begin to go around looking for a curriculum to be able to teach that, and they don't find it. So they just come up and just, pick anything they want and just start teaching that particular topic. A beautiful one is also public speaking. You want your student to learn public speaking. You want them to learn dance, ballet. You want them to learn anything at all, and then you don't have a clear curriculum for it. This will generate any curriculum on any topic or any subject or any skill or anything at all that you want to introduce or teach your students or that you want to implement in your school. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to implement ballet. I do hope I'm able to spell it. Is there any dance instructor here? Ballet dance. I hope you to understand what I mean. Ballet, I'm spelling it the way I pronounce it. Or let's just say dance, right? Okay. So I don't so I want to teach it to, let's say, my grade 5 student, or let me use public speaking, right? I think okay, that's public speaking. Okay, I want to start introducing to my students as early as grade 5. I want them to learn the act of speaking, how to talk to people, how to stand, and then our curriculum focus. I want it to this curriculum to integrate um, activity or teacher-centered or learner-centered curriculum. How do I want this curriculum to be like? I want it to be learner-centered, okay? And then curriculum type, I want it to design something suited for Nigerian market, right? For the Nigerian student. Okay, so I could add another thing here, like, okay, for first term, okay. So now one thing you will know is that I'm sure we also know that Nigerian curriculum is different from Ghana curriculum, is different from United States curriculum, is different from all these other curriculums, right? And one particular thing about Nigerian curriculum is that it is 12 weeks. It is always 12 weeks. If you do Ghana, I think Ghana is 13 weeks, or South Africa, I know one of them, or Kenya. So all of these countries, they have a number of weeks that their curriculum comes with. Because I chose Nigeria here, you see that it's going to give me exactly 12 weeks curriculum, because you understand that the Nigerian curriculum is always and usually 12 weeks, right? So, like I said, we're using an AI that has been pre-trained to understand, especially Nigerian, and the way our curriculum basically looks like, right? So you can see here, this curriculum spans 12 weeks and is designed to develop effective public speaking skills among grade 5 students in Nigeria. Each week includes various themes, objective, and practical applications rooted in the local context, ensuring relevance and engagement, as you can see. Now, this is what AI might not likely, the open source, the general purpose AI may not do for you, right? Is anybody chatting something there? Okay. So as you can see here, introduction to public speaking, week 1, objective, understand the importance of public speaking, identify different types of public speaking situations, discussion, what is public speaking, discuss its relevance in everyday life, e.g. speaking in class, community meetings, group activities, students share a short story about their favorite local food, focusing on a clear expression. Week 2, element of effective communication, objective. Now, you remember these are topics, so you can use these topics to generate, right, your lesson plan for this particular topic, right? So this is your curriculum. Each week you can get the content here and then generate the lesson plan for each of these, right? And then learn the key element of effective communication, activity, workshop, break down each element and demonstrate how they influence speaking. Practice a short speech using these elements, peer fear, so it gives a clear 12 weeks mock competition, organize an intra-class competition where each student present their speech, judging criteria discussion, discuss with judges to look for Discuss what judges look for in public speaking to prepare students for real life scenarios. Week 12, reflection. Then as you can see, goal settings and stuff like that. So it's so comprehensive. It gives you a comprehensive lesson on any topic, any subject that you want to teach. In fact, if you come up with a particular subject that you would like your student to learn, probably the curriculum doesn't exist, right? This would take this will be able to come up with a localized content to be able that you can be able to use to teach your student for the particular number of weeks that is required for that particular country curriculum. So that's for curriculum generator. Then we have the handout generator. The handout generator is just simply here to help you generate content. Probably you want your student to read something before they get to class, right? So, but you want you want to generate a small pamphlet, right? It's mini pamphlet for your student to read, right? Like in these holidays while they are going on, we want to come up with, short pamphlets that you can send to them for them to read while they prepare for next term, right? For example, I can just come here and give it a topic. Okay, let me say I give it a topic called soil. Okay, soil. Soil is, I believe, in agri science. Agri science. I do hope they still do that. Agricultural science. Cultural science. Right, and then I believe that should be in grade let me say grade 6. Oh no, not grade 6. That should be grade 8 or 9. Let me see, grade 9. Then I could enter subtopic here, right? Subtopic here means what topics do I want this to focus on, right? Types, and then I could give it a description, or I just click on submit, right? So it's going to type, okay, and then gives me a clear, same thing here. If you have a lesson plan you want to use to create this handout, you just upload that lesson plan here and it's going to do that, right? So here we have it, handout on soil in agricultural science, introduction to soil, soil composition, mineral particles, organic matter, pore spaces, soil formation, weathering, organic activity, climate, right? Topography, time, soil types, clay soil, sandy soil, silt soil, loam soil, soil nutrients, nitrogen, blah, blah, blah. Number 5, soil pH. Okay, acidic soil, blah, blah. Number 6, soil conversion. Number 7, right, as you can see, conclusion. So I can download this as PDF and then share with my students. Okay, let me open it and see how many pages this is. This is about 2 pages, 3 pages, right? Your students can basically read through this document and then they have an idea of what you want to teach them so that when you come next to the class, you are able to go ahead to teach them what you need to teach and they already have an idea of what you're teaching. So let's go straight to Solver. Now, Solver basically helps you to solve, not just solve, it doesn't help you just to solve, but we build this in for teachers because we know that especially for teachers in primary school, right? Sometimes they have to teach all of the subjects. So sometimes they also have to teach maths. Whether they know maths or not, you must teach the maths. And sometimes, school owners believe that maths is just simple maths you should be able to teach, right? And then the teacher is there struggling to understand the maths, having to screenshot, send to different friends. Please, do you know how to solve this? Sometimes even share it on Facebook groups. Who know how to solve? I see that a whole lot, right? Okay, so with these, you are able to not just so this will be like your own personal solver that gives you step by step so that before you go into the class, you already come here, put in the equation, right? Put in the equation. Once you put in the equation, um, uh, one of the things it will do is that it will help you solve that equation step by step. Now, that is so important. step by step. You're going to solve that equation step by step so that you are able to, right, understand the steps required to solve that particular equation. So not only math, you can actually do physics, you can do chemistry, right? So if we have physics and chemistry teacher here, you can check this out. Okay, so I'm going to stay on math because I'm not a science student, so I don't know. So what I want to do here, I want to put the equation I would like it to solve for me, right? Probably this is the equation I want it to solve for me, and then I click on submit. I can also upload a file. Let's say I have an image. I can write it and then snap and upload. It's going to be able to understand it and do that. As you can see here, let me help you solve this linear equation step by step, right? Problem 2x plus 3, it's going to tell you step by step, isolate the variable term x, subtracting both sides. Step 2, verify the solution by substitute x, linear block. As you can see, the solution is correct. Teaching tips. So it's going to add teaching tips for you. Emphasize that what you do to one side of the equation must do to the other side to maintain quality. Remind students to check their answers by submitting it back into the original equation. Show both the fraction and decimal forms of the answer to reinforce number sense. Right? So this, in fact, I think so many teachers are really enjoying this because of how it simplifies whatever it is that they're trying to do and giving them an insight on how they can, teach what it is they are teaching better. As you can see, this is step-by-step approach, and then teachers have an idea of how they got how the AI got the answer, on how they can actually teach it to their students. So you can try that out as well. Solver. So next thing we want to do is go to the visual teaching aid. Now, visual teaching aid is basically, we designed this in there to help teachers to further explain concept to students. So you have a student, you have your student trying to explain something to them and they don't get it, right? They seem not to understand what it is that you're saying, right? So with this, you can actually generate a image, right? So let's say I've been trying to explain to my student what the moon looks like, or how the moon is, or anything that probably they've not seen it before, right? And it is very hard for them to understand, comprehend what you are saying because they've not seen it before, right? So you can actually come here to create that image and then share with them for them to see. So let's say man on the moon, okay? I can just come here and say man on the moon and click on submit. And then it's going to generate me an image of the man on the moon. And then I can project it to my students, explaining to them, right? So you're trying to explain something, you're trying to, even if the image does not exist, just come here and type it in. The AI will do its best to be able to represent what it is that you are teaching in an image so that your student can understand. Now you can see this. So you can click on the image or download the image, and then you are able to, right, download this image in high quality and then be able to project it to your student to be able to see. And then maybe you even are able to also explain all of these things that this man is wearing. This is what astronauts put on. It gives you another in-depth to be able to explain further on whatever concepts that you are basically trying to teach your student. So that is also there on AITeacha. You can try that out to create an image and then download it and then share it via either project it on the screen for your students to see, or share with them to be able to see and have an idea of what it is. Okay, so let's wait for my screen to come up, then we'll move to the next one. Okay, so that's for visual teaching aid. Then activity generator. So this here, you can basically create activities. Your students are making noise in class, right? And then you're not sure what to do, right? You don't even have an idea of how to go about it, right? So you can basically come here and create activities. So with AITeacha, you can never go out of ideas. Ideas are just here. Just come here. Topic, put in a topic there. Let's see what you've just taught them is let's say you just taught them what's that? Let's say just finish teaching them soil, for example, right? And then the subject is, of course, agri-science, agricultural science, right? And then students here are grade, let's say 8 students, okay? And then activity type, you can select the activity type, whether you want it to be quizzes, crossword puzzle, word search, matching games. Now, all you want to do is to engage them. So you look at which one is better. Okay, I want to do word search or matching games or quizzes. Let me do quizzes. And then I could add a description if I want to, and choose a file if I want to, and then click on submit. So it's going to type, right? I just typing, and then it will bring out activities for me to share with my students, as you can see. So you can see here, these activities will take about 1 to 5 to 2 hours. Materials needed, several soil samples, soil testing kits, soil samples, and stuff like that. So it gives you a clear activity for you to, do with your students or for them to do that will keep them busy instead of them making serious noise in the class. So you can be able to create activity on any subject, on any topic using the activity generator. We also have audio transcriber. So this audio transcriber can convert your speech audio into text. So you have an audio that you have recorded, or you were actually in a meeting and they recorded a voice audio. You can bring that in here and upload and submit, and it's going to extract all of the text. The beautiful thing about the AITeacha audio transcriber is that it's going to add all the full stops, all the commas. Wherever I felt the person stop, it's going to be able to do that and put the full stop and all of that. We believe that it is 99.9% accurate, right? As regards to being able to get the words the person is saying, no matter their intonation, and also be able to punctuate those particular to punctuate wherever punctuation is needed. So that's for the audio transcriber. Then we have the assignment generator. So here you are able to generate and get assignment for your student, right? By just adding the topic. So I might not be able to test this out. So you can just try that out. Add the topic, add the subject, the grade, the curriculum type, and then you click on submit, and it's going to generate an assignment for that particular class, for that particular subject, right? So that you can basically share with your student. Okay, that's for assignment generator. Okay, then the next one we have here is the next one we have here is marking scheme generator. So you can create marking scheme with this tool, right? And all you just need to do is give the description, enter specific details of the marking scheme you want to create, or want to create a marking scheme for social subjects for this class, and just put all of this in there. Put the criteria here. Okay, let's say the criteria is content. What's the weightage? Do you want it to be 20% or 30%? You add another, criteria. Criteria 2 here can be organization, right? What's the weightage? And then you add, I think, up to 3 or 4 criteria, and then the scoring scale, whether it is 20 or 30, then the comment, right? And then additional notes, and then you submit. It's going to generate you a marking scheme that you can use to mark that particular subject. And try that out as well. Appraisal generator, like I used to say, this for me is like one of my best tools, right? So this tool here helps you to appraise your student properly. So let's say I have students, his name is Emmanuel, and I want to write him an appraisal for this particular term that we just finished, right? Enter the date of this feedback. I'm going to put in this second term, 2024 academic year. Feedback type, is it performance appraisal? Is it project feedback? Probably I give them a project, I want to give him feedback for that project, or general progress. So I want to do general progress, right? So what is the specific criteria I'm creating this feedback for? Okay, I want to create it for the overview of the term, for the term. right? So this feedback is for this particular academic term. Okay. What were Emmanuel's strengths, right? Strength in the term is that he improved in writing, he improved in calculation, um, also improved in um, let's say uh, chemistry, right? So might not need to write it, we can just write the subject he improved on or the things he improved on, right? Um, maybe this time it did not make too much noise. So whatever it is that you think may strength, right, in that particular time, you put it there. Areas of improvement where you do need him to improve, maybe communication, spelling, right? And whatever it is that you want him to improve on, you can put all of that in there. Now, this is important that we do this. It is just so important we do this. I think I do believe that this is where that's why I said I believe that this is my best, one of my best tools. Because any student that gets this document will be able to sit down, read it, even the parents too. They have a clear picture, not the ones we write in the report type comment that we write one line. And sometimes, we write it so that student parent will not be angry, right? But, we write it one line and that's it. But with these two, you are able to carefully, you see what is going to draft out, right? Something amazing that any child that reads it would know where he or she, even the parent that reads it will know, okay, my child did well here, did well here, did well here. This is where, I feel my child should improve on. And then can further support that child in his journey to improvement, right? Doing this every time. I do believe that, in fact, every school should do this. That every teacher, you don't, it's not, you won't, it's not, it is less than 1 minute, you are done, right? All you need to do, that report card comment you want to put there, their strengths, put it here, their weaknesses, put it here. And do any parent that sees this in fact will be very, very grateful. I'm talking from the angle of being a parent as well, that I'm able to see a clear document that explains the weaknesses of my child during that term and where he improved and where he needs to work on. That helps me as a parent to know not just that one line that will just say, and sometimes parents are more interested in looking at the result, the chat for 50 over. So I think this would, probably improve, the way a school is able to communicate, communicate to parents, on the way their students were able to, what their students were, where their words were able to do during that time in the school. So recommendations, you can put your recommendations here. This one, it says read more books, learn new words and their spellings, right? If I want to put comment, okay, I want it to give me a space for comment. I can just put there yes, so that I can comment as a teacher, and then I click on submit, and then the AI is going to type. Ooh, okay. I think let me try that again. Oh, okay. I think there is a little problem with this. Um, let me quickly note this. I'm sure it will be resolved between the next 20, 30 minutes. Let me quickly, 1 minute, please. Let me chat to my team so that they can quickly resolve that. One minute. Okay, so let me just mute myself and do that quickly. Just 1 minute, please.
Are we fine? Mr.
Yes, we
Emmanuel?
are. Yes, we are fine. I just needed to quickly, so I don't forget, I needed to quickly inform my engineers to resolve that problem. So I don't forget.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back to my tool. I believe that so you can come there to actually test it out later, maybe later today once you created your account. By then it should be working. But if it's not working, please let me know so I could always follow up with engineers to be able to get that working. So that's for appraisal generator. So the next thing we go for is module planner. Module planner basically helps you to plan your, plan your module, whatever it is that you want to break into modules, to be able to plan that for you, right? So as you can see here, the topic, the objective, what you want to achieve, right? The objective, the learning objective, right? And then the grade, the duration you want to basically take that particular topic, the assessment method, the resources you want to use, the teaching strategies you want to use, description if you want, if you have any other additional, and then if you have a document you want to upload, you can upload that. Then it's going to create that module planner for you, right? That plan that that topic for you for that particular period that you have chosen. Then the next thing we have here is icebreaker activity. Now this helps you to create icebreaker activity. I think it's going to basically help teachers so much because before now, teachers will just, get into the class and then start teaching. So this helps you to create an icebreaker activity so that you get your student pumped up and ready to learn, right? So whatever icebreaker activity you want to create. So let's say you want to teach them math, okay, mathematics, okay. I want to teach them mathematics, and I want to teach, let's say, it's grade 7 students, classroom size, let's say my classroom size is 25, classroom sitting, now is a physical classroom, right? Using an online classroom, you can do that. Any materials you want to use, probably be using textbooks, right? Duration, just want this to happen in 20 minutes, okay? Objective, enter education of the e.g. Fostering teamwork or introducing a new topic. So I want to introduce a new topic, right? I want to introduce a new topic called, what's the topic now? Let's see, I want to introduce fraction, okay? And additional guideline. So you can add any other additional guideline here. I'm introducing fraction to my student. Okay, and then click on submit. That's all. So it's going to go to his work, to his work, to his work, to his work, and create you an icebreaker activity that you can basically use to support your student. And you can see that's giving it a name, fraction quest. Okay. To introduce grade 7 students to the concept of fraction, enhancing engagement, interaction, and curiosity about the topic while fostering positive classroom atmosphere, duration 20 minutes. Mathematics textbook with sections of fractions, sticky notes, one per student, whiteboard markers, or a large poster or paper pencils, activity overview. Fraction quest is an interactive activity that gets students moving and collaborating while learning about fractions. The activity involves a scavenger hunt where students work in groups to solve fraction-related questions. Activity steps, as you can see, group formation, scavenger hunt instructions, scavenger hunt execution, wrap up, discussion, conclusion, and that's it. So you have an activity that you can basically create for your students, like an icebreaker activity for your students. So yes, you can try that out and create and generate all kinds of activities for your classroom. Okay, so let's go back. Let's look at the behavior intervention generator. Now, we have to put this here because we know that so many teachers basically go through the process of understanding why a particular child is behaving the way they behave, right, in the classroom. And for most of us as teachers, we didn't take any special training on, how to manage crisis with students, how to, you know, support how to support a child that is throwing tantrums, or how to manage bullies in the classroom, right? These basically, for big schools, they have people called counselors, right? These counselors will be the ones to go through, support those students and all of that. But for you, as a teacher, you have tons of these issues in your classroom, and then you are not very sure on how to. And then this person, some of them, some child can be so noise making, some can actually be so, disturbing the class and all of those kind of things, right? And then as a teacher, you want to really know how you can be able to. You don't have the technical know-how, and you really want to, help make your class better. Okay, so you can actually do that with this particular tool called the behavior intervention tool, right? So first thing I want to do is I'll enter the student name that is behaving anyhow in my class. I will enter the age of the student. Let's say the student is 10 years old. I will enter his classroom. Let's say he's in grade 6. I believe that should be the appropriate grade for that age. I'll enter the behavior, right? What is it actually doing? What is it? So here I put noise making and bullying. Okay, whatever behavior the child is, displaying, throwing tantrums, or not doing his assignment, or whatever it is that you feel is abnormal, right? So I'll put all of that there. The next thing I want to do is I want to put the trigger analysis. So from looking at the child, what do I think makes the child to behave that way? If you don't know what to put here, no problem. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Once the class teacher is not around, so you can add any other thing if you want to. Okay, whatever, if you feel that you know what the trigger is, okay, that means that child behave that way. You can put that in there, right? Goal, what outcome do you want to get at the end of this intervention? You want the student to respect other students, right? And to be more, not to make noise, okay? To make noise, okay? Now, it is okay if you don't know what to put in there, right? So it is okay. The AI will be able to put in the right things for you, and all it needs to, the intervention strategies, what is the intervention strategies, teachers to students, what's the time frame I want to do, to try this out for 2 weeks, what resources do you have? That's what support system do you have, resources or professionals? I will be using a professional, right? Right. Bracket teacher, right? Or let me just put the teacher. Okay, I think that's fine. Progress monitoring, okay. Daily, we are going to monitor the progress and messaging procedures, sick bay and parents, So if you don't know what to put in there, that's fine. Just put in a few things that you know, and then you click on submit. And then the AI teacher is going to do its work. So here it is. We have a BIP for Emmanuel, right? Student name, Emmanuel, age 10 years old, grade 6. Behaviors of concern, noise making, bullying, playful teasing, disruptive behavior. Okay, behavior objective. Now, if you see what it has done, right? I was only able to give it, just few information, and is able to break down all those information, and be able to, bring out something very powerful that I can use, right? Noise making reduce, noise making, eliminate any form of teasing or bullying toward peers. Positive behavioral goals. Akpan will demonstrate respect for his peers by using an indoor vice when appropriate. Akpan will engage positively with classmates using affirming language and behavior instead of teasing. Assessment. So, going to give you assessment of criteria, behavior, context of triggers, situation leading to bullying, stuff like that. So, it's now going to give you step-by-step approach to be able to, manage the student. Okay, you can see a crisis management plan. Okay, so with this, you are able to, understand how best to help this student, right? Take it step at a time. Go through this document to give you, things that you need to do. Okay, I can see here, e.g., situation leading to noise making, situation leading to bullying, intervention strategies, right? Intervention strategies, preventive strategies, structured routine. Okay, so from number 3 here is the intervention strategies, preventive strategies, structured routine, implement a consistent and predictable daily schedule, especially during transition periods. Right? Engaging activities, provide activities that engage Akpan and his peers, incorporate group projects that require collaboration and provide a purpose to their work. Right? Peer interaction. Pair Akpan with a trusted peer who can model appropriate social interaction. Number B, teaching appropriate behaviors, social skills training. Okay. Role-playing scenarios where Akpan practices appropriate ways to interact and join his peers. Focus on communicating without teasing, using humor in positive ways, and waiting for turns in conversation. This is amazing, right? These are super amazing. Behavioral contracts. Develop a signed agreement where Akpan commits to maintain appropriate noise level and treating classmates respectfully. The contract will outline expected behaviors and consequences for not meeting them. It's amazing. This is nice. Okay. C, reinforcement strategies. Positive reinforcement, daily incentives for meeting behavior expectations, sticker chart, homework passes, or extra recess time, weekly verbal praises from a preferred teacher or the principal when Akpan demonstrate positive interactions. It's a beautiful content, a beautiful listening to use to support. Let me save this. So for any student that you feel is bullying and then you've been trying to or making noise or causing issues in the class and all of that, you can come here to create a behavior intervention plan where you can be able to support that particular child. Vocabulary generator. Now, vocabulary generator helps you to generate vocabulary on any topic, right? So you want your student to learn new words, for example, and most times as teachers, we need to go sit down with the dictionary and open it just to get new words to be able to teach and let our students understand those words, right? So, but here you can be able to generate to get words that are age appropriate, class appropriate, and that will be well defined, and that can be also that the AI will also use in sentences so that we are able to understand that students will be able to understand the words better. So I want to get words in what do I want them to, let's say, the words I want them to learn are words, let's say, human history, okay? I want them to learn new words, okay, that is attached to human history. Okay? What subject am I teaching? The subject is probably, let's say, English, right? So, and I'm doing this for grade 8 students. Curriculum type, okay, Nigerian curriculum. Okay. So I'm going to click on submit. It's going to generate words for me and then be able to also put that words in sentences. There you go. We have civilization, definition, example sentence. We have migration, definition, example sentence. We have empire. Now, the reason for all of these kind of words is because we said it should give us a vocabulary set in human history. Okay? Culture. Definition of culture, the beliefs, custom, arts, and social behavior of a particular example sentence. Nigerian culture is rich and diverse. Okay, artifact. Definition, example, chronology, right? So it's going to give us words like that, the example, and then to further give us activities to do, matching words to definition, matching the vocabulary words with their correct definition. Draw a line to write the letter or the definition next to corresponding word, right? So we have an activity here already, and then we also have assessment here. We can do fill in the blank sentences, complete the following sentences with appropriate vocabulary words from the list provided. Use each word only once. Okay, so we can do that here, and then we can give that to our students. Okay, let me save this to history. Okay, so let's go back to our tools. That's for vocabulary words generator. Okay. Let me go back to, I think the next one there is newsletter generator. So with this, I can generate newsletter for my school. I'll put in the school info, the newsletter date, the session type, the key highlights. Okay, let me just quickly do that. Let me see. In my grammar school, newsletter date, session type, 2024-2025 session. The key highlights was that we did inter sports, career week, and cultural week, and then upcoming initiatives, code club, drama club, school bus for students, fees update. So there will be school increase by 20%, school bus goes for 30,000 naira per term. Announcements, if there any announcement, PTA meeting is happening on 13/12/2024. Resumption date is 6 January 2020. 2025. Other information, if you have any other information, all learners should resume with at least half of their school fees paid. Okay, so click on submit. Click on submit. Hold on 1 minute. Let me scroll down. So I click on submit, and it's going to create me a beautiful newsletter that I can share with my students, with my parents. You can see newsletter is out. As you can see, career week, cultural week, upcoming initiative, code club, drama club, school bus service, fee updates. As we look ahead, we want to inform parents about adjustments from the upcoming term, school fees, school bus fee, important announcement, PTA meeting, resumption date, final thought as we prepare for blah blah blah. Okay, so as you can see, now gone are the days where you have to get 3, 4 persons in a committee. They have to write, they have to proofread and read over and over again. This will write you a beautiful newsletter. All you just need to do is get this content. Now probably add your images where you need to add images, and then you can send it out to parents. So this reduces the issue of you having to write and so that's for newsletter generator. Now we have the special needs intervention generator. This particular tool is here to support any student in your class that you think or that you perceive have special needs, right? So we know that as it is, most teachers sometimes you have students in your class that probably that have a need that that probably you don't have all the technical know-how to support that student. AITeacha is here to help. So with AITeacha, you can generate a beautiful document that you can use to support any student, whatever it is that they are struggling with. Once you know what the current challenges is for that particular student, probably is not able to write properly. Maybe the student, or let's try this out one, right? So I want to do this for Akpan. Akpan is probably 10 years old. Current challenges Akpan is that he's struggling to read simple words for his age. Learning goals to be able to read and to meet up with his colleagues, right? And select support this specialized educator assistive technology. What do I want to use to support him? I want to use a specialized educator. I want the teacher, or I'm the teacher, so I'm going to, focus on students. Um, Preferred teaching method, audiovisual, family involvement, yes. Progress monitoring weekly, additional notes. Other students in this age can read and write comfortably, right? So I'll click on submit. Now, and this is just a demo, so you can basically, the student, you know what the student is struggling, whatever student is struggling with current challenge, just type it in there. As long as whatever it is, just type it in there. Learning what you want to achieve with the student, how you want the student to change, type it in there, no matter how long it is, it will enter and all of that. So there we have it. It has been able to create me a personalized intervention plan for APAN, right? So the special needs for this person is that he struggles with reading simple words for his age, engage well with audiovisual materials, family involvement is prioritized, right? So as you can see, it's going to give you step by step, okay? Utilize a multisensory approach incorporating visual, auditory, and kinesthetic elements. This approach caters to advanced learning style by engaging multiple sense instrument. Phonics and word recognition. Use phonics programs that include auditory components, songs and chants, interactive reading, audiovisual. So I might not be able to read everything, but I tell you, this does a very beautiful work as regards to you getting a beautiful material that you can use to support any child that is struggling to read. And I assure you that making use of a clear-cut, you have a clear-cut plan, there's no way you will not achieve your desired result. Nobody goes out with a plan and not gets his result, right? So even if you don't get your result, you get near to what it is that you want to achieve. So most times the reasons why we don't get the result is because we don't have a clear-cut, written out plan to achieve our goals. So this will help you to achieve your goals because it has helped you. You've been able to write out the plan, and then you're able to follow the plan step by step, then achieve your goals. So that's for the special needs intervention generator. So at this point, we are going to we are beginning to wrap up the class in the next 20 minutes. We're going to wrap up. So I think please, I would like us to go through each of these what's it called now? Each of these two, make use of it. Where you think there are issues, please reach out to us. We'll be able to, work on those issues and then resolve them, quickly. So we'll just be picking anyone at random. So comprehension passage, this helps you to generate comprehension passage and then also put in questions for that comprehension, right? And not only you should not only put in the what's it called now, the comprehension there. It will give you the passage, not only the passage, it will also give you questions for that passage, and then also the answer key so that your students can basically read the comprehension and answer the questions that comes with the comprehension, right? So you can use the comprehension passage generator. Quiz generator, you want to generate quizzes for your students, you can use this to generate quiz for your students. The writing assistant here helps you to write anything. You want to write anything at all, whatever it is you want to write. All you just need to do is to come here, write the topic or whatever it is you want to write, letter of resignation, letter of promotion, whatever it is you want to write, fee, what's it called now? Fee, you want to ask parents for fees. I don't know how they call it, right? So the audience, the purpose, the tone, the key point, right? The key point that you want to, in the letter, the length, and that's it. You submit, and it's going to write you just anything at all you want to write. Okay, anything at all you want to write, it's going to write for you. Okay, so that's for the writing assistant. Text to speech. Now, this helps you to create audio notes. So, for example, you want to create beautiful experiences in your class, like maybe you want to do a read aloud, sessions where the student can sit down and they hear stories being read out. You don't want it to be your own voice, right? You probably want it to be another person's voice. So you can bring the text of that and put it in here. Let me quickly look for a text, right? And then bring it in here. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me quickly generate a comprehension. Let me go back to tools. Let me generate a comprehension passage. Okay. And then bring it here to generate an audio. Let's say comprehension passage it should be on Nigerian uh Nigerian history, for example. Okay. And then probably the age bracket for this story is grade. And then curriculum type, I want it to be Nigerian, of course. And then passage length, I want it to be, let's say, 200 words. Okay. 100 words. Number of questions I want to come with this composition is, let's say, I want it to have 10 questions. Okay. As you can see. So, but what I just need is this story. As you can see, it has created the comprehension, it has created the questions, the answer key, and so on and so forth. So, we'll still come back to the office. So, you can just try that out, but let's go back to the um, okay, so let's come back here. I'm going to add all the text I just copied here. Then I will select the voice type. I want a male or a female voice. Let's say male, and I'll submit. And in a few seconds, now it has created the audio for me. I'll just go on download audio. Oh, hold on. That is the wrong content I posted there. Let me go back to it. Oh, there's something wrong with this tool. So that also we need to work on that as well. Okay, so but the way it's supposed to work is that it's going to help you download that. It's going to help you convert that into audio, like we're hearing, but I think it's not converting the particular audio I ask it to, but the way it's supposed to work is supposed to do that for you. So let's just move ahead. So here you can do report card comments. You still have that here. You can do rhymes. You can generate rhymes. Okay, like nursery rhymes. That you have. When the sun shines, it causes this, and all those things. So you can create those rhymes here, right? By just clicking the age, the theme of the rhymes, and then the number of verses you want, and then the keywords that you want to be in the rhymes, and then you click on generate. It's going to generate the rhymes for you. You can try that out. Teachers' jokes. Don't be a boring teacher, right? You want to have those few jokes you want to, share with your students for them to, laugh about while you're teaching them. You can just come here to generate jokes. And I tell you, this does a very good job. Amazing jokes that even myself I laugh about. So how we can generate that there. Teacher riddles, you want to share, give your student riddles, right? You can use this to create riddles for your student. Project-based learning, you want to implement project-based learning in your classroom. You don't just want to teach, you want your student to engage in projects. So for example, I want to create a project-based learning for, let's say, I want to do for, okay, let me just use what we have here, a renewable energy, okay, energy, right? And then that's for students in grade 10. And this is for, let's say, that should be basic science, I believe, or that should be, yes, okay, basic science. Okay. Duration, I want them to do this project in 1 week. Can upload the file if I want to, and then I click on submit. This is going to create you a step-by-step approach to be able to achieve this project-based learning, to achieve this project. Right? Okay, it's coming up. Da, 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 da. It shouldn't take this much time. Okay. Let's see, project-based learning activity for renewable energy solutions, basic science, grade level 10, overview of the project, understanding renewable sources, blah, 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 main models, general supplies, day one, introduction to group formation, research phase, day two, day three, model development, day four, testing and revision, day five, preparation for presentation, day six, presentation, day seven, reflection and assessment, understanding of content, 25%, model construction, 25%. Now, this it gives you a clear step-by-step content to be able to achieve your project with your student. So we still have the group work where you can create group work for students in groups. You can create science lab project to assist, project in, if you want to come up with science lab project for your students, you can use that. Social emotional learning, want to implement or integrate that into your class, you can use that. And for coaches that are in here, you want to create planning evening sport practice, you can use that. You want to integrate SDG into whatever you teach. It is important that students understand SDGs, that you as a teacher to understand and you integrate it into what you teach them. So you can use this to do that. You want to create assessment from an audio or from a video. Use this. You want to generate a PowerPoint slide presentation. Let's do this finally as we round up today's session. So, let's see, the topic today, the subject here is English, example. Let's say agric science, agricultural science. Grade here is, let's say, grade 8. The topic here is, let's say, soil. The number of slides I want to generate, let's say, 8 slides. And then I click on submit. So let's start to drop our questions. I will take this final one while it comes up. If you have any question, you can just start raising up your hand. So I will just, now there we have it. So just click on download slide. Then it is downloading. Right, so it has downloaded it. So that's my presentation. You can see, okay, let me share my particular screen so you see it. Okay, you can see that's my slide. And I label editing. I have put in all of the text that I need there, right? Introduction to soil, what is soil, soil and natural resources, then the importance of soil in agriculture. We have types of soil, sandy, loamy. Then we have soil structure and composition. We have nutrients in soils. We have how soil affects water management. Then we have soil composition. As you can see, all of these content well generated with images. If there's any images you don't like, you just click on it and edit it and change it. Content you want to edit, you can edit it. So all of these are editable. If I enable editing now, I can edit it to suit what I want. Let's say this, oh, there's something I don't like here, I can just change it. So content, both the content and the image is going to give that to me for this particular topic. So if there's anything I want to edit, I can edit and, whatever it is I want to do. So at this point, I would like to take questions. Okay, now the function of the file attachment is that, let's say you want to, so okay, someone is asking, what is the function of the file attachment? Now, most times when we are creating lessons or lesson plans, we basically have our textbooks that we want to use to create the lesson plan, right? So the essence for the file attachment is that, let me share my screen again. The essence for the file attachment, I didn't get that. Hello? Okay, so the essence for the file attachment is that you can either snap your textbook, the textbook you want to use to create, for example, this lesson plan, the particular page, and then upload it here. So it's going to generate that content based on the file that you have given to it, right? So it will extract the content from that file that you have uploaded, and to use that content to generate the content you want to create. So let's say you are creating a content for any topic. So it will extract that file and then you use it to generate that content. I hope that explains it. So it further helps you to make the content to your own specific need, right? So the content is further simplified to your own specific need. Okay. So it helps to further help localize the content that you are basically creating to your teacher. So yes, that's the essence of that. Let me see. I hope I've been able to answer that particular question. What is the limit to the capacity of this AI in content generation? Well, there is no limit on its capacity, right? It can generate, if it regards to the content it generates, it can generate as many content as you want. It doesn't have any issue as regards to what's it called now? As regards to what do they used to call this thing now? Um, maybe the content is not original content, so it doesn't have any issues with that, right? It can generate original content every single time you use it. Um, uh, it doesn't have issues with it giving you a content that is not true, right? Unlike the general use case where we had issues with hallucination, where it hallucinates. This one doesn't hallucinate. It gives you exactly what you want because it has been fine-tuned, right, to understand the things that you're looking for. So yes, I can't really say there is anything as regards to um, uh, limit. So I'm not sure there's any kind of limit. It gives you exactly the content you are looking for without it being biased, and it is education centered with also centered to Nigeria. So we've designed it to basically be able to understand the Nigerian content, the Nigerian context, and create content based on the Nigerian context, right? So very soon we'll be moving to Ghana, and then we'll move to Kenya. But right now it is Nigeria centric. Let me put it that way. So if you're looking for any tool to use that will provide you content designed for the Nigerian education space, this AI teacher will do that for you, right? At this time now, we are working on the Ghana. Very soon from Ghana, we move to Kenya. Next year, I know we'll be doing both Ghana and Kenya, and then we'll do South Africa, so that you can also be able to get content that is pre-designed for the South African community, for the Kenya community. So hopefully by next year, we'll be doing up to maybe 10 or 15 countries. And then we then move to the UK, another part of the world. Yes, so really for limits, so I do hope I've been able to answer that question anyways. So that's how I understand that question. So yes, any other question? Okay, he said that means this is Nigerian one. Yes, it is Nigeria customized. Nigeria customized. Right now, Ghana can use it, US can use it, America. In fact, we've seen a whole lot of South Africans using it. We've seen a whole lot of different countries, India, different countries. When I mean different countries, from all part of the world, we have well over maybe 50 to 60 countries using AITeacha right now. But it is actually designed for the Nigerian market. So it is customized to the Nigerian market, right? So it is like Nigerian market and other markets. So any other person using it will not likely get a well-detailed content the way the Nigerian will get it, right? So it is designed for the Nigerian market. Then, of course, like I said, the next year we'll start, planning for other country, other markets. Yes. So, anybody raising hand or any questions? So just take those and then we call it a day. Tomorrow we are going to focus on classroom functionality. Just to give you an intro, the classroom functionality would help you set up AI classrooms for your students. So you can actually teach your students without you being in the class, right? And the AI will teach them for you effectively, efficiently. Not only will it teach them, it will also give you analysis of the weakness of the student, how you should support the students, where you should support the student. It will give you all of those analysis so that when you are going to class the next day, you know the topic I taught. Maybe so the major use case for our classroom is that for teachers is that let's say you taught um atom in class today, and you know that your student probably they've actually learned it, but they seem not to probably understand it well. And then when you're asking them questions, and you know you have just 40 minutes to teach that particular topic, after 40 minutes, most of our subject basically, right, they are most times not very, very, very the time frame you have, you can't basically achieve all the things you need to achieve, or even the students may not be able to understand all the things that you're saying, right? So the classroom functionality helps you to create a classroom. Once you create that classroom, you upload the lesson plan you used in teaching them. You upload the lesson plan there. Once you upload the lesson plan, you go and sleep. And then you give the AI, you put a classroom description, and then the AI will take that content that you've uploaded, train itself, and then act like you as the teacher and begins to teach the student. The student can ask the AI where he had issues in classroom, what he did not understand. The AI would explain in details what that is. The AI will also be giving them assessment based on the lesson plan to understand if the child understands it. Tomorrow morning, just wake up, go to the class, click on report. It will give you an analysis of how the student fared in class, where it thinks the student needs support, what it thinks that you should focus on. Now, this is done for each and every student in your class, so that you have an understanding of what Emeka knows. And not all these things. Do you understand? All of them will say, yes, we understand, just so that you leave the class. No. Before exam, you already know what they know, and you're able to further help them, because the AI has been able to work with them, understand their needs, understand their preferences, and then give you that feedback. And then you go back to the class, know how best to help those particular students. We also have the assignment feature that you see amazing stuff to do, right? One of the fears that we usually have, or one of the things that we've seen has been a problem over time, is that you give students assignments. It's the parent that will do it for them. Sometimes the parent will do the assignment. They'll just collect it from them, use the biro and write it, and tell them, yeah, go and write it in your book. I used to do it at one time. Uncle, come and help me. Come and help me. I'll just collect it. Don't disturb me. I'll write the answer. Go on. Especially once you are trying to teach them and they don't have an understanding of what you are saying, right? So, the essence of assignment is basically to help the student learn more of what you have taught them, back at home, and then answer some questions, and then you are able to come back and see what they know, and be able to do corrections with them. So the AI will be able to create their AI functionality so that the students will be solving the assignment, and they have an AI that will not teach them. The AI is not supposed to teach them. The AI is supposed to point them, okay, have you tried this? What about this? Are you sure your answer is correct? Okay, if you're sure your answer is correct, okay, that's good. Move to the next question. Okay, what about you trying fraction? Don't you think you should try this? Is that your answer? Are you correct? Are you sure? So they have a partner that will be helping them down the way, not teaching them, but helping them to do that assignment. You would see all of that tomorrow. So tomorrow's class will start by, let's say, we'll start by 8 a.m. Are we good with 8 a.m.? 8 to 10 a.m. so that we do that very quickly, or either 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or we do 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. just like we are doing today. So I'll discuss with Mr. David, whichever one works best. We'll share the link later today. Let me see. Someone says, "Oh, good work, Mr. Emmanuel. I don't have questions to ask, but I must commend the developers of this AITeacha app. My best tool here is the PowerPoint presentation tool. The ability for the AITeacha to generate a PPT, to generate a PPT file without stress. It what amazes me. Kudos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've been able to achieve that with AITeacha. Thank you so much, sir. I'm glad. Okay, thank you so much. Let me see. Okay, thank you so much, sir. I'm glad I could be part of this training. You're welcome. You're welcome. This class is very educative. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining. Well done, Mr. Emmanuel. That means I need to download the AITeacha app to start with. Yeah, so the app and the Android and the iOS, we are actually building it right now. The one that is on on Play Store right now is actually the old version of AITeacher. So I wouldn't advise you to download that one. So, but just use the web version, www.aiteacher.com. So once you are using that, once the app is ready, you will get a notification that you can download it on the Play Store. I'm sure before January, it should be ready. So we are working tirelessly for that. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining in. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you tomorrow. We'll let you know the time. I'll communicate with Mr. David Crown, and I'm sure he's also going to communicate it. I'll also share the link with him to share it with everyone to join. Do have a wonderful season. Merry Christmas in advance and a Happy New Year in advance as well. Thank you so much. Okay, 8 a.m. is okay. So we'll do 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll share the link shortly, Mr. Cram. Thank you all. God bless and do have a wonderful evening. Bye. I'll share the recording as well shortly.